Good evening and welcome back to the Adventures in Lollygagging. I am Aaron. I am going to be your narrator tonight as we return to Free League's Dragonbane. Quickly, we're going to go around the table and remind everybody who our players are playing, and then I'll do a brief recap, and then we're going to jump right into the action. So, Jeff, who you
Yeah,
playing?
playing Sagalahop. He's a frog folk knight, and he's here to keep an eye on the Stormhand. Yeah.
And Melissa?
I am Clara. I am a cat folk merchant who's generally best at sleight of hand, spot hidden-y kinds of things.
I like it. Kipser.
Hello, I am truly Grey Cup. Pleased to meet you. Would you like to see some fire? I'm very good at it.
Yes, you are. We got a taste of that last time. Long.
It's Stormhand, an animus lizard people. I can call the wrath of the storm at any time. And I like food.
It's good to be a glutton. And last but not least, Ashley.
My name is Absu, and I am a Garkian scholar. And we happen to find the second part of my statue key that my mother has put me a quest upon to save the world.
Indeed, you did. Which leads into our brief recap of what happened 2 weeks ago. We started out on Sandro in Munden's bar, where the group was engaged. Their services were engaged by a mysterious man named Pavel Voracek. He had already made friends with one goblin named Truly Gray Cape, and she had agreed to help him, but pointed out that if they were going to try to find this disappearing tower, they might need some additional help. So the group was paid to assist Pavel Voracek in finding the disappearing tower. It took about 7 days of traveling across roads and then on the barge crewed by a group of halflings and captained by a beer belly having jovial halfling that goes by the nickname of Tsunami. You managed to get up to where the tower was supposed to appear. At dawn, the tower did appear. Everyone made their way in with the goal of getting Pavel Voracek to the top floor so that he could get home. The group made their way through past traps and monsters and demons until they managed to get their way to the top of the tower, to the room of doors, where they were surrounded by these ethereal doors and portals and cave mouths that were continuously swirling around them, with a book in the middle of the room, the dream journal of the Mad Mage himself, who had built the tower as a way to try to find his wife, who has been lost in the demon wars in another dimension. Pavel picked up the dream journal, spent a few minutes reading it, said a few words, and a cave mouth into Romania opened up. We saw a marmot named Gregor, and Pavel slipped out of this world and back into his world to bash in Nazis' heads and to steal dirigibles. And as he was sliding through, the last thing he did was toss the dream journal back and said, "It's a good read, but be careful, it bites." The book was caught, and right in that moment, as the portal was closing, it was just a single crack, the tower disappeared, and our team fell to their deaths, or would have, if in that moment Pavel had not cast the spell Roots of the Earth, as he pulled the entire team through the Earth Mother's embrace, and they reappeared on the island as the tower vanished. And that is exactly where we are picking up. You're all still sitting on the island. These roots are pulling away from you. That feeling of claustrophobia, the feeling of being surrounded by earth and dirt is gone, and it's like a fading memory. You just really can't grasp it. It's almost something like you dreamed. And you see just a little ways off. You got your skiff is still there on the side of the island. Just a little ways off, you see Tsunami on his barge. He's like, "Well, now y'all need to get on over here. We got daylight's burning. We got to figure some things out. We gotta make a move. Did you all feel that? It's like the whole damn marsh picked up by 5 feet and slammed back down onto the ground. I ain't feel nothing quake like that." And you would assume that while you were being pulled through the earth using magic from another world, that it probably had somewhat of a destabilizing effect in the marsh. And that's probably what he's talking about. He's like, I want to put the poles in the water and get away from here as quick as possible. So y'all need to come on back over here. We need to figure some things out.
We're all a bit
My
disoriented.
name ain't
so we'll
Tsunami.
make our way over.
Excellent. And as you pull the skiff over, the skiff gets pulled alongside the barge. Several halflings, these burly seamen halflings, very, very different from the city halflings, are pulling you up and slapping you on the back. "Oh, looks like I got to say that your friend Pavel managed to get out. I see. So it was a success then."
Oh yes, we got to say goodbye, and he showed us magic. It was very cool.
"Well, I don't know much about the hoodoo things, but I'm mighty glad to hear that he got home. He was
I'm the best at the
pleasant
hoodoo
enough
things.
fella." Sure. That's he pat you on the head. You're a sweet gobbo. You're just fine now. But hey, we do have some serious business to attend to right here. Now, your former boss, Pavel Voracek, he did provide me plenty of funds to either take you to a small village where I'm headed with the barge called Swamp Break. Mainly Mallards there. They're a little, get a little angry, but there's some other folks there. Do some trading, herbalists and the like. Or if you don't want to go up there to Swamp Break or don't want to stay on the barge here, he did give me enough money that you could effectively purchase the skiff that you were just on and make your own way in the marsh. I mean, you got frog folks and lizard folk. You probably be just fine, probably. But I need to know because we need to get on the move. So you taking the skiff or you staying on the barge?
Oh, I don't have anywhere to go anymore.
No, truly, you can travel with us.
Oh, yes. Okay, where are you
Like-
going?
Well, it seems we'll just travel with Tsunami. We'll take it to the outskirts.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I will come with you.
You said
I
that
am-
they had herbs there. What kinds?
Oh, I mean, they're known throughout the Vale. They managed to find the most interesting herbs and concoctions. They pull medicines out of this marsh and creatures out of this marsh ain't nobody's seen, and they make them into some of the most interesting things you can imagine. They're pretty reclusive. I mean, they're pretty much just barter for things they need, but they make plenty, and I take some of it up the river and sell it myself.
We could make friends, learn, gather, take back to Kohong, learn more magics for Stormhand. Continue to grow.
More magics for me too?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Stormhand, you cannot be Stormhand is going to be our god.
Oh,
But-
really?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
I can't even cast fire. How could I be a god?
I can do fire.
What if we combined you both?
Oh, how?
I don't know yet. I will ask Kohong when we return.
Okay.
I think
And-
we all traveled together and then all of our combined skills work together. And that's how we do that. I think.
Also, we will kill demons, obviously, yes. And then
Oh,
Absu kind of like walks awkwardly away at that point.
And speaking of Kuhong and Sandro, you all, because you're all in good standing with Sandro still, you feel the presence of Sandro far off to the northeast. You, based on the geometry, that you know, or the geography, that is, sorry, of what you know of the Misty Vale, he's probably somewhere northeast of the swamp in the forests, staying close to the mountain range on the east side. So, well then, are you staying then on the barge? Well, that's excellent. Now, all right, fellas,
Feels like it.
let's get the skiff up on board and let's start poling. I want to make it's going to take us a couple days to get where we're going. So we want to get moving. And so you were in the tower for about 3 hours, so for about half a shift. So he will be traveling for 2.5 more shifts before bedding the barge down for the night. But this is a big barge. It's armored. It's reinforced. You've had no problems on the barge as you've been traveling here. So you don't seem to anticipate there be any issue. And his crew, they are, they've got spears. And I mean, they are, the few times things have come close, they have not asked for your help. They have managed their own business pretty well. So the barge begins to take off. The mosquitoes flock back in and begin chewing on you. The oppressive heat is pushing against you, except for, of course, Stormhand and Sir Galahop, who are quite used to this. But those of you with fur, your fur is matted down from the hot, humid air, and it literally feels like you're wearing another 40-pound blanket of death. But that's what it's like to live in the swamp. Who has the dream journal of the Mad Mage?
I do. So in our first shift, so gotta help if you can watch over me. I need to read this dream journal.
Yeah, no problem, Storm, man. You go ahead and you read right away. I got you. And so he'll just like stand right in front of you, but then he'll turn so that he's looking out and away from you. Very close though.
Stormhand, just as you look down at the cover, you kind of feel pulled by the book. You feel a connection to it, almost a physical connection, almost like it's trying to pull itself through your body in some senses. And you recognize that you're sort of locked in a struggle with this magical book. One of you is going to win and one of you is going to lose, and it can't stop until you're done. So the first thing, so what it is, mechanically speaking, is it's two opposing clocks, two opposing 4-piece clocks. For every success you get a point. For every success or for every failure you get, the other clock gets a point. The first one that's filled up, well, that's the winner. And as you're looking at it, in the beginning, you're having a hard time even figuring out how to get into the book. It's like this demonic face on the cover moves across the cover and moves over the locking latch and kind of nips at you whenever you try to get at the book. So what I need from you first is a spot hidden check with Bane as you are opposed by this demonic book cover.
My spot hidden is 13, so it's pretty decent. The Bane will be a problem. But this book, it feels like it can consume me. I must consume it. And I'll roll.
I like it. You
Oh, I
want to push
missed it by 1. Yeah, I'm going to push. I'll use a bit of a dazed because I'm
Makes sense.
stuck in one place, not really doing anything.
Come on.
Oh,
yes.
that was 6, 9. I got it.
All right. So as the demonic mouth moves away, you time it. You figure the timing of this face, and you manage to click the lock open and get into the book. And as you're starting to scan it, the words you almost feel like a cloud of runes and words are circling around you, pulling at you, almost like they're rushing through your body and sapping some of your strength as you try to almost ingest the information on these first few pages of the book. I need a constitution check. Not with Bane, just flat constitution check.
Okay. I've got 11 con. I rolled an 11 right on.
Man, you are cooking with gas. So you're able to fight off the influence of these first few runic passages, and you push against that, and they begin to make sense. They begin to make words, and then sentences, and then paragraphs, and then you're getting all of this information about the other dimensions, about all of the doors, about dream traveling. You're beginning to really absorb a lot of information. As you get deeper into it, though, because the book was written by the Mad Mage who had traveled multiple dimensions, you start finding languages that you are completely unfamiliar with. And you're trying to piece together the meaning from context more than anything. So I need a language check here.
This will be rough. I only have a 7.
Yeah, you're doing okay, though. You got 2 successes and no failures at the moment. So
I rolled a 4.
Wow.
Stormhand is a god.
You're using
Praise
all your
be
luck
unto
early.
Stormhand.
So as you're pushing into these cuneiforms and these almost hieroglyphics, kanji, I mean, all sorts of different writing styles and grammatical patterns, but they're beginning to make sense. It's almost like you're learning the languages as you read them, and you start getting deeper and deeper into the book. And then you start getting into the section where the Mad Mage talked about the demon wars and about studying demonology so he could banish them and use the power of the infernal realms against the very creatures that destroyed his world. And it gets very esoteric, and he starts getting into like fourth dimensional geometry, and it's starting. You're starting to have a hard time grasping it. What I need now is a myths and legends check from you to equate the demonology, the demonic worlds, and this fourth dimensional geometry and make sense of it.
Okay. I have a 9 in it. Let's go 4 for 4.
Let's go 4 for 4. You
I
gonna
failed
push
this
it?
one. Yeah, I'll just keep pushing.
Uh,
I'll do sickly this time.
Makes sense. I mean, this experience is very physically draining.
No good, 16.
Okay, so the book, I mean, it's hard, and you're just not getting how these infernal realms are layered over our own realms, how they're actually interconnected to our realms and sit on top of them without being able, but we still can't pierce them. And you're just focused on it. You're trying to make it make sense, almost using your mind as a blunt instrument, and you're just trying to beat the knowledge into a shape that you can understand. So give me an intelligence check.
My int is 15. 12.
And you do. And it comes together and it makes sense. And in that moment, the whole breadth of the book opens up to you as it is given up. You conquered the demonic essence of the book that was the protector of this knowledge. So you succeeded, and you have the dream journal now. You get +1 to your magic skill, so your animism goes up by 1 automatically. Well, you can hold off on that for a second. You get +1 to a magic skill. You also get the talent, magic talent. So you can learn another school of magic.
Oh wow.
You can learn any of the schools of magic in the primary book, and you can also learn demonology. Either one, any of them. And last but not least, you recognize that this book was also the Mad Mage's grimoire. And the following, and I'll drag the book. If the book's not already on your character sheet, I'll drag it over to you.
Okay.
The following demonology spells are in the book: Beetle Swarm, Gutworm, Summon Demon, Demonic Displacement. There's also Salamander, which is an elementalism spell, Banish, which is animism, Resurrection, which is animism, Permanence, which is general magic, Enchant Weapon, which is mentalism, and Power Fist, which is mentalism. So all of those spells are in there. And you can actually use this book as a grimoire yourself. Also, you recognized in reading this book, over the several hours it's taken you to digest all of this information, that anyone could attempt to read this book and gain something from it. But you also recognize that the risk in reading it is great. So you can pass on however much of that you want to anybody you want to tell to.
I'm out of my daze from standing there for hours. Not sure where I am.
You okay there? You were making a lot of weird noises and such.
I think a whole nother world just opened up to me.
Oh yeah? Like what kind of world?
A little bit demonic.
Demonic? Like, wait a minute, you saying like demons were messing with you? And he like suddenly like is looking around now. Like what'd they do to you, man?
They were in my head.
There's demons in your head? Ooh.
Oh, I took care of it.
Should we talk to Absu? She knows lots about demons.
I certainly share this with Truly and Absu.
Yeah, she seemed the new one looks kind of smart too.
So what do you tell them about the experience?
Yeah, I'll share pretty much everything that happened to me, how the language I learned, the demonology, all that stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is dangerous. You are aware, yes?
I want to
Very
do
aware.
it too.
I'll pass the book along to her.
Oh, thank you. Well,
We all
not right
learn
now. I want
magic.
to rest well first, but yes, I would like to read this at some point.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys do for the rest of this first shift and the second shift as the barge is going along? Is there anything you wanted to do?
Yes,
I mean, obviously you're resting. You get a full stretch rest out of this. You're not required to do anything. I mean, a full shift rest. Sorry. So, you recover all your lost hit points and all your lost willpowers, and all your conditions are healed over the next 9 hours as the barge continues in a slow northwesterly direction.
Truly would like to transcribe the 4 spells, 4 elementalist spells that she got from the tower into her grimoire. And before resting, she'll do that, as well as she's going to, oh yes, and she's going to pull the new wand that's this spiral of magma, light, and iron, and try to use heat/chill, but chill, to make 10 meters around her a pleasantly cool experience. But she will be running around, so you'll probably only get it here and there.
And that's just a minor spell, right?
Yeah, that is purely a cantrip. It cost me 1 willpower, but we're about to rest anyway, and it lasts for a full shift.
Okay. So you create this zone of cool air around you, and whenever you pass by anyone, they feel that pleasant, cool breeze coming through. You're able to transcribe those spells. I'm not going to require any check for that, but remember, before you can learn them, you'd have to make your language check.
I just did not want to lose them.
And if you get to the point where you've got more spells than you've got base intelligence, when you are taking your rest, and you have to choose which spells you're going to have memorized, essentially, for you and Stormhand.
Yes.
Is there anything else you guys want to do? Anybody else wants to do for this first 9 hours of the day's journey?
So I would say that Clara's hungry, and Clara knows that Stormhand is also someone that eats a lot. So what Clara would be trying to do, and I have an argument to make here. My hunting and fishing is a 6, but I would like to attempt to fish with my knife skill, which is a 12, and my sleight of hand, which is also a 12. So I'm not like fishing, like hunting fishing. More attempting to quickly stab fish off the side.
That's a good idea. I mean, it sounds great, but no. So
either way, I'll still roll hunting and fishing.
I mean, you're still
6
you can still use you can still use your knife, but it's what you're doing is not really stabbing, is you're trying to get this fish. Fine. So I like the idea. If somebody wants to help you, like
fishing test,
if somebody wants to help spot fish, you can get a boon on your roll. In fact, I'll say a couple of the halfling crew members are like, oh, right there, get that fish there. That's a big one there. So you have a boon on your hunting fishing check as the halfling crew tries to help you.
Okay, so let me just do this in here, I think, because I think if I do it in here, then I can reflect that I have a boon. Can I? No. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to just. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Did you get a
No.
did you get a demon? A 1?
No.
Okay.
Now I got 11, 12, and 13. So nothing
we see Clara, stabbing at the fish for, I don't know, how long do you spend trying to catch fish? You think
a ridiculously long amount of time. Like the halfling that was helping me has given up and realized that this is never going to happen, and she's just like, I'm really hungry, and she's just gonna keep doing it.
Just kind of standing behind you with her spear, just like watching.
So we have so basically
her her fur has gotten just completely like wet from kind of continuously splashing and splashing and splashing, and she just like almost throws a knife up in the air and realizes you were standing behind. It's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. Just hungry. I'm hungry. I thought maybe Stormhand might be hungry, and Galahop's been guarding Stormhand, and just fish seemed good. There aren't any fish there. They're just, the halflings kept pointing them out, and I just don't see them. They're just not there.
And on the other side of the barge, you see Tsunami pull up an 18-pound catfish. The thing is huge. And he's like, well, now it looks like we got dinner. That's a fact here.
Oh, wow.
And Clara just looks at Absu.
Well, next time your knife is very short. Your reach very minimal. I suggest something more meant for piercing water and at further depths, or a fishing pole.
I'm a little more used to just there's a market. I'm not used to trying to get it myself. I usually just buy it. It's a much more efficient way to go.
It's definitely easier.
So Absu, other than watching Clara fish,
sulks.
Was there anything else Absu wanted to do?
Just for flavor, Absu does take the time to kind of go off by herself. And she takes this moment where she brings out a few of her things. And you notice as she goes through a sort of ritual, honoring her family and all of her loved ones. And it's something that you have seen her do before that she just kind of does consistently. I kind of base her realm that she comes from kind of off like Babylon. So they're like polytheistic, and they worship all sorts of different gods and goddesses and such. And so she also includes, she also worships her family, as that's another thing that they do.
Nice. So Absu is off worshiping. Stormhand has been learning, reading. Truly has been transcribing. Clara has been attempting to fish. Sir Galhop, what have you been doing for these 9 hours?
He's been right by Stormhand's side the whole time, vigilant as can be, looking for any sign of danger. And yeah, that's all he's been standing up, watching the whole time. That's it. That's that's what he's been doing.
So we come into the third shift of the day, and Tsunami brings out a feast. He's got this giant catfish. They've got a roasted boar that they've been preparing, cooked onions and other swamp tubers and things like that. And he's like, well, my friends, this has been a very successful trip for me. Your friend Pavel, well, he was quite the generous fella. And so I figure I put on this little feast for us since y'all succeeded. So dig on in, have a good time. I got beers coming around. Don't you worry about that. I got a couple of kegs of the good stuff. Bugman's XXX coming around.
Oh, I am the best drinker.
I bet you are, you crazy little...
Yes.
Yes, you are. Well, here then, hold on. And he gets this stein out that is half his size. So half your size as well. And it's got handles on either side because that's literally the only way somebody your size can pick it up. And he fills it to the brim with this very, very dark, stout looking beer. And he's like, well, here you go then. If you're the best drinker, you're gonna enjoy this.
Okay, thank you. And she will try to drink the whole thing.
I love it. I think what we need here is a constitution check with Bane.
Yep, that makes sense. Let me see here. Oh, actually, succeeded.
Okay. So you drink it all. I mean, you're feeling a little lightheaded. You're definitely drunk, but you do not feel sick. He's like, well, I'm did y'all see that? Hey, this here goblin just out drunk half the halflings on this crew. I tell you what, truly, if you weren't heading off with these fine folk, I'd keep you on this barge just for your ability to drink. Of course, your penchant for fire does somewhat concern me since the barge is made of wood. But let's just have a good evening. How about that?
Yes. Thank you.
So you're able to eat and drink your fill. Is there anything else you want to do in the last shift of the day before the barge comes to a stop and you are all get a chance to sleep?
I guess I wouldn't mind trying to learn one of the spells I just transcribed.
Okay. Which spell are you going to try to learn?
Oh, I wonder. Fire Blast.
Air Blast. All right.
You didn't wonder for very long.
I wasn't really being
She's
honest.
like, I've had that in my notes. Size 20 font, bolded.
All right, go ahead. So you're sitting there with your grimoire. You're going over you're going over everything you've transcribed. Make your language check.
Okay, let me see. Roll. Nope, that is a 12.
Push it.
Yes, I will. I'm going to become exhausted. This is very hard work. And we will.
You've been up for a long time. You've been through a lot, so it makes sense.
Let me just do exhausted. Worse.
Okay, so I think that's just it. You are too tired. You guys you dealt with the tower. You guys have been on the move, even though you've been on the barge for like the last 12, 15 hours. It hasn't just been an easy trip. You've been transcribing, you're just too tired. Your mind is too exhausted to do it today.
Yeah. My brain hurts. I go sleep now.
So, he puts the guards come up. They put the lights up on the barge. You guys are all allowed to sleep. You've got these mosquito net covered hammocks up on the top. He's got a roaming guard all night long, and you are able to peacefully sleep throughout the night without interruption. And you're woken by the sound of Tsunami's voice in the morning. Well, now, come on, well, let's all get up and get moving. Get this barge going. We're gonna make it to Swamp Break here before lunchtime. Let's go. And so for the first shift of the day, you are moving towards Swamp Break. And as you get closer to it, you can see it's this sort of you think it was probably originally a human village that was encroached on by the marsh and the swamplands, and that the humans all left. And it's basically all of the houses, like the bottom floors, are either flooded or there's new construction and they're on stilts. And as you get closer, you see it is true. Most of the kin walking around the village or near the docks are mallards. You do see a few lizard folk. You see a few frog folk who are probably indigenous to the marshes as well. And you see a few others. You see a few halflings, a couple of humans, but that's it. Is there anything as you're approaching or in this first 6 hours of the day that you wanted to do, or anything you wanted to discuss amongst yourselves before you pull in and tie up? All right.
I don't think so.
So the barge comes up. Tsunami ties off. He's like, well, now I've completed my contract with y'all. You ever need another lift through the marshes? Well, you just call up old Tsunami. You just leave word at one of the ports, one of the villages around the marsh, and I'll come get you. Y'all fun. Y'all been a hoot. That's a fact. Damn, where's Elder Donald? He's supposed to come down here and inspect the wares on this barge every time. He is a bellicose little individual, and he would never. Listen, I'm gonna go find this fella. I gotta go find Donald. Y'all, enjoy the town. Take your time getting off the barge. The fellas are staying on. We're gonna be changing over some cargo, and you see him throw himself
we
up.
go with you to find this elder person.
Oh, of course. Come on. I'll introduce you. They don't much care for strangers too much around here unless you got something to offer. Now, you're a bard or something like that, well, that might, with stories and news, they're always interested in that. Now, Miss Clara, I got to say, I didn't even think about mentioning this to you, but like I told you, these folks they got a barter system here. They're hunters and gatherers. They make their stuff, and they trade with other communities. And an enterprising young merchant might find a way to perhaps strike a deal with them, become a factotum perhaps for Swamp Break, and might turn quite a coin. I know the few times I go up the river to outskirts from here, the profit is quite lucrative. But come on now, I'll introduce you to Donald.
I am much better at being a merchant than I am at being a fisher person.
I am sure you are an excellent merchant. You'll be fine. Fishing takes a while. It takes a while to really match, especially with a knife. I ain't never seen nobody try to fish with a knife before from a barge. That was a hell of an attempt.
Well, you never know until you try, and sometimes when you try something, you invent something totally new.
That's
And
an
other times
absolute
you
fact.
just get wet and angry. And
Yeah.
yesterday was the latter.
Well, tomorrow may be the other.
We can hope.
And he takes you down the docks. And when you get past the docks and you get into like this first row of buildings, and near it's a small village, and there's a center square there, and you see all the mallards are there, and they're up in arms, and standing up like on the rim of this old fountain is this white feathered duck with a dark yellow bill, and big blue eyes. He's wearing a waistcoat. He's like, now we've got to get out there, and we've got to find them. You see these other mallards. They don't look like, they look like farmers for the most part. There are a couple that look like hunters, but they don't. They all look a little scared. If you're reading their body language right, as you come into the square, and Tsunami's like, "Hey there, Elder Donald. I got the," and you see this white feathered duck just turn, and he just like is spitting in fury. We ain't got time for you now. You stay with your barge. I got problems to fix here. We got missing children.
Wait, what was
And
that?
Tsunami's taken aback a little bit. He's like, didn't we? I'll go back to my barge. Y'all take care of your business. I'll be there when you're done.
Wait a second. You said he got some missing children? Is that what you said?
Who are you? Yeah.
Me? I'm Sigalaha. I'm a pledged knight to the wizard Stormhand right here. That's not important right now though. Like, what's this about missing children?
It's very important. Listen, we're not 3 of our children from the village. They were outside of the village, too far from where they should be. But a day and a half or so ago, the whole marsh shook, and a hillside that was just a hillside before cracked open, and there's a cave. They went into the cave. It was 4 of them, and well, Junior here, he got out. He didn't go all the way in. He heard screaming, and then he ran back, and we were getting ready to go out to this cave to try to find what happened to Hubert and Dobie and Louis.
Hey, this is sort of like a thing we do. We travel around, we help people, we bring the word of Stormhand. What do you say, man? You think we can help out these folks?
Of course we can help them out. Have you sent anyone out yet?
No, we were just getting ready to leave. I was trying to get this group to get out there, but they're not cut out for this line of work. We're just simple fisher folk and gatherers and hunters.
Well, a lot of us have been stuck on a barge for 2 days doing nothing. I'm sure we're all energized to help look for.
Listen here, and he hands each one of you a healing potion, and then he grabs a backpack of 20 bandages and hands it to you. He's like, "Listen, if you can find the kids and bring them back, anything you want that we got that we can give you, we will give you. This will be your home whenever you want it to be your home, and we will take care of you."
It is the right thing for us to do. So, who shall lead us there? We just need to find the cave. We will go into the cave. They will not go.
He points to a black feathered duck over there. And her name is Daphne. He's like, "Daphne, she's our best hunter. She'll take you there. She's not going to go in. She's had bill problems. She got a broken bill, and so she's kind of mute at the moment, and it's been rough on her, but she'll take you to the cave entrance, and she'll stay there until you come back."
Excellent. Good. Perfect.
And Daphne just kind of looks at you, and And she mimes that it's only a few minutes away to get to the cave. So I'm going to switch over maps here. Is there anything you guys want to try to pick up or anything like that before, other than what they already gave you?
Claire is hungry. She'll ask if there's any food to bring with us on this trek to the cave. And of course, if we find the children, we need to have food for them too, of course.
Of course. Hold on. And he calls over, and somebody brings a bag. It's basically fresh vegetables and swamp tubers and things like that. The mallards themselves don't eat a lot of meat, but it's a full bag of food, and it does smell good.
And she'll like open it and grab one and then close the bag back up again.
I like it. All right, let me try to get those tokens pulled over. Or Jeff, can you do that for me?
Miss Flying Cat Lady, can you hold the healing potion for me?
Of course.
Thank you. My backpack is full.
So Daphne takes you off, and it's like a 15-minute walk, and you find yourselves at the entrance to this cave, and you can tell that the initial cleft going in is pretty small, and then it widens out. So this is just opened up again, and in fact, you could see like the fresh cut stones down in the rubble around the ground where this was torn free from.
What sort of creatures could possibly be here in this area?
Big trolls.
And Daphne looks at you, and then she pantomimes something with her hands. And
I could try language.
Give me a language check. Yes.
And it passed 8.
Excellent. You get from what she's describing, it looks like she says like bears, jaguars, some big swamp jaguars. That sometimes there's hobgoblins and orcs that are in the area. Some of the insect folk are occasionally seen deep, but not usually this close to the marshes.
Okay.
That ain't nothing. Bears? They ain't afraid of no bears.
Good. As long as one person isn't.
So Galahap is gonna like start walking in, like, hello, hey kids, you here? Hello, kids. And so he'll just look it up, calling out.
So do you guys have any light sources?
Oh, yes, yes.
You can tell that this is going to get quite dark as you go into the cave.
I will clap my hands, and I've got this staff that's been shredded at the top and a big ball, which used to be my focus, shoved on top, and I light it up. Here we go. With
Nice.
light, my spell.
As this entrance, as this first cave area, what can you guys see as far as your
Nothing at the
tokens?
moment.
Okay.
Nothing. It's black.
Yeah. If you want vision stuff, there's some extra stuff I have to play with. So if you give me a second, I can get that.
Okay.
I can get that.
So as you come in and the light lights up this first entrance to the cavern, you see a small altar against one of the walls. It's a group of small wooden bowls, and it looks like they probably had been filled with fruit and meat maybe at some point, but it's desiccated and rotten. I mean, this was possibly decades ago, the last time anyone was in this altar.
Could I identify what altar is for? Or is
Give
it too
me
old?
a myth check. Give me a myth check. We'll see.
16 fail.
Do you want to push it?
Do I? I don't know. Nah, I'm not gonna push it.
Okay. You're not really able to determine what this altar is too. It's just too old, and it's been too long since anybody has come through this part of the cave. So like all of the drawings on the bowls and everything, they're just faded to the point where you just can't quite decipher it. Do you guys want to look around? What would you like to do?
Can I have a go at the deciphering of the altar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Galop's doing nothing like that. He's looking for any signs of little children coming through, like
Yeah.
little toys and clothes and stuff, when something they might have dropped on the ground, that sort of thing.
Give me a spot hidden check. Anybody who's looking around for clues of the
Yeah.
children's whereabout, give me a spot hidden check.
You got it. Me and my 5. Here we go. That's a fail. I can't find them. You sure you got the right cave, Daphne?
This
Roll the
is definitely an altar to children, and they are no longer here. They're in a different plane.
Wait, like, so if they're an altar to
Mhm,
children, that
mhm,
means this
mhm.
cave
Right,
likes
Absu?
children.
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay, well, that's all right. It's not so bad.
Okay. Don't forget to make your mark there.
Yes.
And because it was a 1, and Clara also succeeded. So both of you see small
No, the
drops,
1 though.
small drops of blood in the cave and moving north towards the tunnel leading out of the cave to the north. It looks like there's also, with that 1, Absu, you also see another liquid, a clearer, more viscous liquid that you don't know what it is.
Do anyone know what this liquid is? This is not blood. And there's Clara followed that trail that's leading that way.
And you said
Like
it
on the
leads
ground?
out of the cave?
No, it leads north, deeper into the cave system,
Okay,
out of this particular room.
got it.
Like how much are we talking about? Is it like a small trail? Is it like a big wide?
It's a small
Swath?
trail, like just drops, like a couple of drops of blood leading off, and then there's just that one drop of this other viscous fluid that Absu saw. Anybody looking at that can give me a beast lore check to try to recall what this might be.
Oh, hey, I
Rolled a
have
1.
decent beast lore. Oh, well, never.
Nice.
mind.
I thought I had a good 3 on the spot hidden, and then Ashley went and rolled a 1.
Sorry.
So make sure you make
So,
a tick mark. And with a 1, as you're looking at this, I mean, you've not dealt in this kind of merchandise before, but you recognize the raw form of a potent spider venom. And you've seen other people use this to create poisons before that you've dealt in, from time to time, or anesthetics of that kind of nature. But it is definitely spider venom.
Okay.
We need to hurry.
Yes, this is spiders. This is
Wait.
spiders.
This is
No
their
one said
venom.
nothing about spiders. They said bears and they said hobgoblins.
But you're from this area, so spiders are also a problem, yes?
Excuse me, this ain't my home swamp. Just cause
I don't-
just cause I'm a frog folk doesn't mean I'm from. You just think we all
Damn
look
it,
the
Jeff.
same?
Be careful. Don't
It
don't
is a
ingest
turn of
this liquid.
phrase. Let's go.
So you make your
Galahap will
way-
Move ahead. Yeah, Galahap will
You
stay.
make
He'll
your-
try to stay out in front as best he can, so that if anything
Okay,
bad
so
happens,
go
he has to
ahead
stay
and move your characters in whatever order you want them to be. As you guys, can you move them? Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
scoop a
and they
sample of the
have-
venom. and start like an antidote.
It's a dot. It's not
Okay.
enough venom to do anything with. It was just an Absu would not have even seen it but she got a critical. So
Gotcha.
and the tunnel, this cave tunnel is other than the light from Truly, you see very little. The walls are rough hewn. There's moisture, running off of the walls, probably being pulled up from the very high water table. There's a mildewy smell mixed with a dusty smell. And as you're moving your way down this corridor, you hear scraping and scratching sounds echoing all around you.
Do we know what type of spiders are native? Is it like one big spider or like way too many small spiders?
I just know it was a spider. I don't know. It was this much little.
Okay, they've been in here for days, and he's just gonna go for it. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Hello, kids, come on out. We need help.
Well,
If you were in
technically,
trouble, say something.
Technically, they've only been in the cave for about an hour, but
Yeah, that's not what.
Good.
Well, I thought you said like a couple days ago there was the rumbling in the swamp when the earth slipped.
that's when the cave opened up. But that's not when the kids went in. They had just
been here for
gone
hours.
in.
We can't wait. What are you doing?
They might need snacks.
How long would it take spider venom to entirely liquefy a child?
I was definitely wondering.
definitely
these
like
people
5
waited
minutes.
Days? That
would be bad.
Up, Donald? Come on,
That would be so wrong.
I know, jeez, poor. I don't remember which Huey, Dewey, or Louie was missing of that.
All three of them.
All three.
All
Yeah,
three?
all three.
Oh, okay.
Hubert, Dobie, and Louie are missing.
Galahop is going to rush ahead recklessly, calling again. He's just calling out like, "Hey, Hubert, you here? The other one and the third one. You guys here? Hello."
Truly, do you race to keep up with Galahop, or do you let him race off into the darkness?
I will stay about 10 feet behind Galahop, but I will continue with him as much as possible.
Okay. So the tunnel runs deep into the rock and slopes steeply downward as you start to make that turn. It's cold, it's damp, and it is pitch black. But you see nothing as you make that turn. Even the scraping noise has started to fade into the background. You do get to a point where you see a much more narrow tunnels moving off, it looks like in a northwesterly direction, and one in a southeasterly direction. But they are so narrow and the rocks are so close that you feel, even with those of you who are of smaller stature, that it would be a challenge. You'd have to crawl probably through parts of these tunnels. But the main tunnel also does continue to move in an easterly direction. If you guys want to anybody wants to make a spot hidden check to see anything else.
Which way are we going? Come on, just point me in the right direction.
That way. I failed, so I don't know, but that way.
He goes
It's
back towards the front.
succeeded. 10 under 14.
10 under 14. Okay, so you see, you do see a couple little blood splotches, very small. I mean, these are like drops of blood under Truly's light that go off along this cramped northern corridor. But you also see a couple that continue in this larger easterly direction, almost as if maybe they were taken in different routes, or maybe they stopped there for a moment or tried to get away. You don't know.
Do we split up, or
you see this too,
No.
right?
yes?
We gotta stick together, because if we start splitting up, then like others can get lost, and then now we've got like a bunch of people down here that's lost.
That is very true. We have two blood trails. One goes down this small. I can't fit in that, and the other one goes into the main. It looks main cavern.
So Galahap looks to Stormhand. Which way we going, man?
Let's go forward. We can all fit.
Okay. See, look how smart he is. And then he'll go the direction Stormhand told him to go.
All right. So you continue moving forward down the corridor. Until you come to the tunnel where it opens up into a much larger space. And you see a couple of paths off, one going straight north and then one kind of curving off and looks like it gradually goes east and then north. But what catches your notice is a dark figure lying on the floor.
No. Hey, like
Oh.
a body?
Like a child.
A body that has been horribly mauled. It's difficult to see. You got to get closer and get the light right over it to get a better idea. of
No, not going.
All right, I'll take a look. So yeah, he'll take a look. Like, see what's up.
So as you get closer, you see what you can only assume is a dead orc. The corpse has been absolutely massacred. Its arms and legs have been torn off of its body. Its head has been crushed flat, and it looks completely desiccated, as if all of the fluids in its body have been sucked out.
Holy man, we got ourselves an orc here. He ain't much of an orc anymore. Oh God, you don't want to look at this. He's got like no limbs, and like someone like sucked his brains out or something. It's
That's
awful.
That's how the spiders eat. They liquefy and then they eat you.
That doesn't sound right. That can't be right.
I prefer reading about this in books than seeing it in real life.
I have read it.
I don't really read books.
We have been very loud. We have been yelling for the children. Have they been yelling back for us at all?
That's a good idea.
Do we hear horrific skittering of thousands upon thousands of spiders?
Give me a spot hidden check.
Okay.
Or an awareness check. Depending on what you're like. If you're just trying a general awareness, then go, or a general, environmental check, go for awareness. If you're looking for some kind of specific clue, spot hidden.
Okay, I'll do spot hidden then.
Sounds good.
We'll do in spot hidden too.
A 6.
Pass on awareness.
Damn, 19.
Okay. Do you want to push it?
I succeeded on the spot hidden.
Okay. So Absu and Clara, as you're looking around, Clara, you don't see any real more signs of the children, but you do notice a couple of things about the orc's body. On the scraps of his armor, you notice the mark, the sigil of Maladuk. And you guys have heard, since you've been in the Misty Vale, that Maladuk is an orc chieftain who is obsessed with recovering the sword that you guys are hunting for. He's obsessed with finding the 4 pieces of the statue. So this is obviously one of his scouts.
And you said Lord Maladuk?
Maladuk, Maladuk. He's an orc chieftain. And Clara, you also find a small pouch that was under his armor that has 10 silver pieces in it.
She pockets that, as she is wont to do.
I love it. Jeff, you succeeded, right?
I succeeded on awareness.
You do hear skittering noises, actually, coming from back the way you just came, from those narrow corridors. It sounds like dozens, maybe scores of scraping, scrabbling talons.
I think there's something
moving closer.
What are spiders afraid of?
Fire? Lots of fire?
No, it's water. You gotta use water. It's like the itsy bits. Everyone huddle up. Get away from that. And so he's gonna like hustle back then and like see if he can peer down the tunnel and see them coming, or is it just like so he's like checking the floor, he's checking the ceiling, just making sure.
Truly, are you going with him to keep the light on him?
Oh, okay, but you have to stay in front.
Just stay behind me. I got you. It's all right.
Okay.
Stand behind Brom.
Nothing's
all I can
gonna
think of.
happen to you unless something happens to Stormhand.
Ah!
Then I gotta focus on him. But like I'll focus on you too, like second and third priority. Don't worry.
I'm only little.
Where'd you go?
So-
oh, there you are.
As you go down, it's almost like a carpet of black chittering forms as they undulate over one another, and these are spiders ranging in the size of your fist up to the size of like a medium dog, and they are swarming towards
Truly,
you all.
can you make fire over there on those things?
Yes, I'm ready. I've got the wand.
Make fire there.
Fireball.
Sick.
She'll shoot immediately at the sight of these undulating spiders. A
Well,
fireball in their general
we are-
area.
We're going to go into initiative
Yeah.
first, so go ahead.
Figured.
And I've got to find what's the one thing I did not do for these guys.
I don't know how they found us. We were being so stealthy.
I know.
I mean, we weren't calling their names. They should have minded their own business.
I don't. Wait, is that you,
Clearly.
Huey? Well, they didn't actually like give us a picture of what these. Maybe it's it. Maybe did anyone ask if they were spider
we
children?
didn't. We just assumed.
We
We
didn't.
just assumed.
I'm just saying. Like, if they're anything like Apsu, they just assume all spiders probably look the same. They're probably all.
They're all from the same place. They all know each other.
Oh goodness.
You can tell that I am not the talker person and that I just read the books.
Oh yeah.
I said I was sorry and I apologize for my social faux pas.
You what? What's a
Words
faux
are
pas?
difficult.
What's a
Galahad.
faux pas? Is that like something you clean yourself with?
Yeah, I think it is something you clean yourself with. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
like
what
a
I
little
heard
fluffy
at
thing.
all. That's not what I
A
heard.
little fluffy thing. You put like soap in it and then you rub it all around. It's a faux
Yeah.
pas.
Really good for dead skin.
For the exfoliation, I think is what they call it.
Now, these are not
Right.
actually giant. These are not actually giant spiders, but I'm using this giant spider token because
Gotcha.
they don't actually have a token for the spiderlings. That's what I was looking
Oh
for.
dear.
But they are coming. Stormhand, however, you're the first to potentially react to this. What would you like to
Would
do?
you like to switch spots with me? I am the end, unfortunately, but
Yeah, I'll give the truly a fire. Quick.
yes, thank you. I will fireball that first little token of spiders, please, and thank you. At probably a higher level than rank 1. Let's do rank 2 fireball.
Let me get Stormhand down to.
If that
Okay,
is-
go ahead and
Yeah, all good? Okay. Level
for it.
2 roll. Oh, ouch. Okay, well, I'm going to push the roll because I am very scared right now, I think. Yes.
makes
Push-
sense.
There we go. It's a success, and I rolled 14 points of damage. Oh,
Nice.
I'm also
So-
using the wand, so I'm going to take 1 willpower back.
Okay. And you see this fireball burst over this swarm, and you decimate a large swath of them.
Oh, it worked, but there's still a lot.
Yeah, but it's about sending a message. Maybe
Oh,
the rest
yeah.
of them will be like, "Whoa, we don't want to get caught in fire." you know.
Right? And they'll just all run away.
Oh,
That-
you guys, yes, okay. I'm
Very
learning the hero
optimistic
stuff.
people.
So the swarm hits, and we're gonna see what they do. So all of these spiders start circling around you, and clearly they see you as a food source. So they target. There's 5 of you. They target Absu in this web, and you're completely covered by these sticky webs. And you're just bound down. Unless you want to spend your action this round in evading. So as they're coming to spin the webs, you can instead maybe fly up out of the way, but that would be your action for the turn.
If I did not do that, when it comes to my turn, if I break free, am I still able to do something, or is that still my turn regardless?
If you break free, that's your action.
Okay, then I might as well.
Let me double check.
It's right there in the chat window.
Yep.
You have it. Breaking free requires a successful strength roll, which is an action.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
This can help. Yeah.
No, then if it will cost that anyways, I will spend the willpower to fly.
Okay. Well, you don't need to. I mean, it's flavor fly. You need to make an evade roll to get away.
Got it. Let me attempt this.
I won't make you spend a willpower to use your evade. You can just.
My evade is okay. Let's see. Maybe I should have waited for strength. 3.
Oh, you're good. So, what does it look like? As the swarm of spiders is spitting webs from their spinnerets at you, trying to grab you?
So Absu is a Karkion, which is like a cat-like, bat-like creature. Normally, she taps into her bat-like features, but you watch as she just kind of, all of her fur stands up on end, and she just kind of leaps up into the air, and then her wings burst out of her back, and then she floats back down to avoid all of this goop getting shot. She does not want her fur to get gross.
That would be disgusting. And you're able to evade this section of the swarm's attempt to web you, bringing us to Sir Galahad.
Okay. So did that one move up to do that, or is it still staying away?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. It's an entire swarm. So you're covered in them. So it's a swarm. Right. Beasts are not like individuals. Gotcha. They attack as a mass and are destroyed as a mass.
Okay. He'll keep tight formation around Truly and Stormhand, and he'll just start smashing and stomping and just doing whatever he can to try to kill as many he can in the area around him. I think that's what is.
All right.
That's all he would really do.
Let's see some brawling.
Okay. I improved that last time, so let's go ahead. Right. Okay. Here we go. That's a 12 on the 15, so it's a success.
Excellent.
Then I will spend a willpower to activate my fisty, my stone gauntlet, so I can do multiple dice, and then my damage bonus. All right, here we go. 17 points of damage. He's just stomping, punching.
You're punching and stomping at these spiders, and they're skittering away from you. So I mean, it's not nearly as effective as you would have thought it was going to be. But because of your frenzied attack against this swarm, you do manage to break it up, and the spiders dissipate. The few that are left skitter off, go up the walls, go into the shadows, and disappear, leaving you all alone at the moment.
Not the last of them.
You were right. We take some out, and the rest go running.
It's about sending a message.
Very impressive.
A secondary question, though. Do we follow them to their nest where maybe perhaps the poor little babies are?
They went like up a wall. Like I can't. We ain't
Yeah.
going up.
The remainder of the swarm literally scattered in all directions. Some of them went up to the north. Some of them went off to the east. They're everywhere. Went everywhere.
Gross.
Well.
Do we see? Ugh.
Gallop's gonna make sure he's got like smushed spiders like on his shield and his fist and his like again.
Oh yeah, you're covered in
send a
spider
message.
guts.
Send in a
You want
message.
mess? Yeah, spider slayer. Okay.
Could you imagine that in your fur, Clara? Ugh.
No, I was very thankful to not have to deal with that. No, I'll go back to looking on the ground and seeing if we can find more blood spots or anything to continue to find these lost ducks.
Go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
You know, I talked to an alchemist once, said that like smushed up spiders is actually like good for fur. You know, it helps with split ends.
Gives it a nice sheen.
Yeah.
Not heard that before.
I mean, we go in different circles, I guess.
You're more popular than Absu.
Listen, I mean, I don't want to brag, but
6 on my spot
high
hidden.
charisma.
Okay.
Absu's that weird kid.
You're looking close, and you don't see any more blood drops, but you do see what looks like scrape marks heading off to the north. That you, from what you just saw of the spiders that came through, you think it's probably from a giant spider.
Well,
good bad news.
yeah, not so sure it's where the kids are, but it's where a bigger one went, and maybe I don't know. We need to keep looking though, right? And it's something to follow.
Imagine the bigger spiders are capable of dragging these children.
Good point.
He's so smart.
Good point.
This guy's so smart.
That's why we listen to him. Which way, Stormhand? Tell it.
The
So
way
you
we're
want to go
going.
to the, you want to go to the north. You want to go off to the east.
North follows the trail of the big spider.
Correct.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
All right. Go ahead and move your tokens up
Nope.
until you
Oh.
get to that point.
Oh, hey, we got some water here.
Great.
So as you come up, you see the tunnel is crossed by a raging black river that disappears into the darkness to the east. You do see, though, that the passage continues on the other side of the river, which is about 4 meters wide.
Well, dead end. Time to go the other way.
It is not a dead end.
Nah, we'll be fine. We can get across. This ain't nothing. It's like 4 meters. It's like 4 meters is like almost like I don't actually
12
know.
feet in American.
What's an American? So we got so is it like is it just like water, or is it like a cliff down into water? Like is there like a lip? Like,
No, this river is cutting right through at the level of the ground. So obviously it's just worn a channel through here.
it's just water. So Galahap's gonna just start trudging through it. Like it's what he's a frog person. This is easy. I got this. Come on, just follow me. It'll be all right.
I think
So-
this is the death trap for many a goblin.
Wait,
Galahad,
take the rope with you.
as you
Take
go
the rope
in,
with you.
as you can take the rope with you if you want.
Fine, all right.
One
Just
end of the
tie it
rope.
around. Tie it around. There you go. Okay.
So you go in, and the river is much deeper than you were expecting, and the current is very strong. So I need a swimming roll from you with a double bane because of your heavy armor.
Well, my Bane.
crap.
So plate armor does give Bane on things, but one of them isn't sneaking. It gives Bane on acrobatics.
No, this is
and
a-
evade and sneaking.
Oh, okay, not swimming. Well,
Not
but
swimming. Yeah.
the swimming rules give you a bane on it, though. I
Oh,
think.
okay, fair enough. All right.
Let me double
Wow.
check because I don't want to give you. I don't want to screw you over.
Swim
too
check
much.
on a Friday
I'm not
night.
gonna pass probably with 1 dice, let alone 3. It's all good.
Yeah, if you're wearing chain or plate, you get an automatic bane on swimming checks.
All right, well, here we go. Here we go.
Who's holding onto the rope, by the way?
Clara,
Cousins.
apparently.
Absu and Clara.
Okay, so
Fail on all 3 dice.
Oh,
Galahop goes he goes under because and then bobs back up and is pulled down the river. And the strength of the current is going to make it very difficult for you not to be pulled onto the rope. But it's up to you.
Not to
If
be
we just
what?
let him go?
Well, I mean, you're going to get pulled in. I mean, it's going to be very hard for you to stop his progress because of the strength of the current. You can definitely try, but if you fail, you're going to be pulled into the water. So you either let go of the rope or you try to reel him back in. Your choice.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
The kids could have gone there because they're probably gonna try to swim, but
It's fine. I'll just go into a producer role. It's fine.
I could let you go. I could try, but I Absu will try.
Okay. So Clara,
Are you
are
strong
you
at
still
all?
holding onto the
Claire's
rope too?
Not. Yes.
But are you
am.
holding
I'm
onto
not
the rope?
You can
strong at
let
all.
go.
Okay. So, well,
Absu's gonna
if
try.
you both hold on, I will let you have a flat strength test. So a boon from Clara, a bane from the difficulty of it. So it will just be a flat strength check. If Clara lets go, it will be a strength check with a bane.
Claire's still holding on.
Okay, I'm
All
gonna
right.
Rip it.
Rip it.
No.
Can't push a demon. Now
Shit,
go ahead and
Ashley.
Oh,
that's rough. So yeah, you and Clara are immediately pulled into the water, and I also need swimming checks from both of you with a single bane, and because neither one of you are wearing chainmail or plate mail, are you?
So Stormhand, dead end, right?
Can't believe they've left 2 mages alone.
I know, I'm so scared. And squishy.
yeah. I failed my swim check. Am I able to fly?
Oh, so many bad rolls.
No, because it's like a
It's-
tube. It's just
okay.
there's not that much room, and you're just being pounded against the rocks, and you're
No.
rolling over now. You can push it if you want.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try, but I'm shooting for a 6 for context for people.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I also failed,
I'd
but I'm
say
gonna try again.
I'm kind of dazed from this. I wasn't anticipating being just yanked like that.
I'm
Still fail.
scared.
Okay. So you are both
Pushing.
Okay. Get a 1.
I did not.
Okay. So you're both pulled down. So Truly and Stormhand, first you see Galahop get yanked out, and then you literally see Clara and Absu get pulled up off of their feet and pulled into the water
Very Looney Tunes. Just
as the current rips them away. What would you like to do?
Can you swim, Truly?
No.
We'll have to make our way back to the North Cave then.
Well,
Or
okay.
tunnel.
What direction, Aaron? Sorry, does the water flow sort of to
To the east.
East? Okay.
To the east.
Oh, maybe we can fit into one of the small tunnels. Yes, they also don't have light anymore. We do.
We'll find
I
them.
mean,
It's okay.
we're in the water, so I don't know
Yeah.
what could that would have done us.
Yeah.
So Stormhand and Truly, you can either try to jump, or you can either try to get across and continue north, or you can backtrack to the fork in the tunnels and go to the east.
I think we are going to try to backtrack to the very tiny squeezy holes fork in the road and go up to try to meet the river. Yes?
I think it flows east, so the opposite direction of the way
opposite
that we're
direction?
coming from.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay.
Okay. Is that what you got? So you guys you're moving down to the
Yes?
south.
No?
Yeah, we're gonna loop around, see if we could find another fork towards the river, catch them down.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and move your tokens. And Absu, grab your token and put it in the river too. as you guys are swept along. I need Galahop, Clara, and Absu to make a bushcraft check as this freezing cold water begins to chill you to the bone.
Bushcraft, you say?
Bushcraft.
Well, if you guys get out of the river, I have a solution for you for the
No.
chill.
Once you
Fire.
solve your problem, I have a solution for you.
I have fire once you get out.
Absu passes bushcraft 6.
Clara
Ooh,
fails
nice.
bushcraft 14.
That's a fail.
Okay, Clara and Sir Galahop, roll 2d6 separate.
Separate. Okay.
Okay.
What'd you get?
2 and a 5.
You lose 2 willpower and 5 hit points to the
Ooh.
cold. How about you, Galahop?
2 and a 4.
So 2 willpower and 4 hit points.
Got it.
And you, because of the cold, until you're warmed up, you can no longer heal conditions except for through the use of magic.
Gotcha.
Let's switch over to Truly and Stormhand. So you guys, you take the East Fork, and it also comes to the river, and you can hear to the east of where you are the sounds of splashing. So it looks like your friends, the current was so strong that by the time you got around here, they've swept past this point. What would you like to do? You see once again that the cave system continues on the northern bank of this river, but you don't know how you would get to where they're at. You don't see any other obvious way to travel further east. Now, if you go across the river, the corridors may bend around to the east. You don't know. So, what would you like to do?
Is it more narrow here? Are there rocks that stick out
It is
or anything?
not.
Okay.
No, it's basically the same. Because this is just a super fast current river, and it's basically just a tunnel of obviously some sort of glacial melt has come down somewhere from someplace, or from deep under the earth and is bubbling up, and it's like a rocket through here.
I'll figure a way across. And I'll
Okay.
gesture towards the river, seeing and try and ensnaring roots. Maybe try and grow some vines and pieces of wood.
I love
help
it.
us cross.
That's a fantastic idea. So go ahead and make your roll.
Eight under 13 is a pass.
Nice. So describe what it looks like as these vines erupt and create a bridge across the water.
Yeah, I bring out a closed fist, opening it to reveal a little pile of ashes, blow it across. It lands on pieces of vines, roots, and they start growing larger, enough for us to support us across.
Okay.
So good. I love magic.
So the two of you are able to easily make your way across, and you do see that it continues to curve around. Go ahead and are you going to continue going forward? Do you want to do anything else at this point?
We continue?
Yeah, if it's only pathway C, we'll keep going down.
All right.
Yeah.
So you continue around. And you do see a cave to the east, and then a passageway that goes off to the west.
We should stick east. That's where the river went.
Okay. But is it not below us now?
No, you haven't gone up in elevation. You've just gone
Okay.
across and around.
Then let's keep going.
As you come into this cave, you see that along the walls there are old swords and armor covered in dust and dirt. You see yellowed bones and blankly glaring skulls here and there. Either a battle was here, or this was a tomb, or guardians for a tomb. You don't know, but you do see that there's a path that seems a small path that seems to continue off to the northeast, and one that goes directly south.
Now we go down south.
Okay, we're going to switch back over as you come south to the underground lake. And our three helpless adventurers who have just been spilled out in this very deep lake. So at this point, I need everybody to make another swim check. Sir Galahop with a Bane for you because of the plate mail.
Are we making swim checks to try and like get to the surface to breathe?
To stay on the surface, yeah. Because
Okay.
you've just been deposited out in this large, deep pond. You've bobbed to the surface, and you're just trying to stay on the surface, unless you don't want to stay on the surface.
Would like to spend 3 willpower to be able to breathe in water, thanks to the trident.
Excellent. So you feel more comfortable now that you've enacted the trident and you're able to breathe in the water. We see on Absu's, along their ribs, the fur kind of lifts up, and temporarily these gill slits appear along your ribs, and you're able to breathe the water.
There is a sputtering wet cat.
Did you pass, or
No?
Okay,
I did not.
And Sir Galahop, did you pass?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Not even close.
So the two of you are starting to tire, and you're starting to find yourselves being pulled down. You're beginning to drown, but it's not going to happen immediately. Other things are going to happen more immediately than that.
Well, I think we actually have to roll contests to fall.
You do.
To begin fall drowning. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not there. I'm just saying that you failed the swim check, so in the next round we would start some contested rolls potentially for drowning. And just because you failed your swim test, it's not that you're not swimming. It's just it's exhausting you to the point where it's starting to have a physical effect on you. I need all three of you to make an awareness check with Bane.
Absu still succeeds with 13.
Nice.
Very nice.
Stormhand, Clara, did you succeed?
I did not.
Galahop?
No, fail.
It kind of makes sense, Absu, because you've enacted the powers of the trident, so you're comfortable. Your face is in the water. You feel much more like you're in your environment, and it's because of that you see this giant eel beast erupting up from underwater, seeing you as three tasty little tidbits to eat. But since you saw that, you're able to warn your friends. It does not get to ambush you. And we are just going to go into
Praise Stormhand.
Normal initiative. So Galahop, Clara, and Absu, go ahead and put yourself in the initiative order. And Stormhand and Truly, you're not here yet. You will get here on the beginning of the second round. Okay.
Okay.
And I got to do one more. Sorry. Sorry, I've got a dog out there that is.
I think your dog would like to come in now.
Yeah.
I know that.
It's the eel beast.
Yeah, the eel beast is coming.
The eel beast
might be knocking that door down in a second.
Yeah.
The eel beast has got a ferocity of 2, but I can't seem to add a second action for him like I could with the others. I think it's because we've already rolled. So I will just have him go last after Clara, and then I'll add it in before round 2. So Absu, you're up, which also, again, makes sense. You've got this trident. You're comfortable in the water. You see it coming at you. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, one of them should be at 4, but I just added a second one. That's like a
Okay.
shortcut. You can do something. I do that in Alien sometimes.
Thank you.
What does Absu do? Absu has
And remember, for everybody, if you get to go before the creature, you can always hold and evade its attack if you think it's going to be worse than trying to tank it. So, Absu, go ahead.
Yeah, Absu will risk it for the biscuit, and she's going to try and stab it with her trident.
Wonderful.
Let's see. So skills, that is a spear. 12.
Do you want to push it?
Yeah, let's push it. I'm scared. 16. I still fail.
And I think you are scared. I think as this thing gets closer, you realize it's got to be like 20 feet long, and it's this pale, sickly white, and it's got like pustules on its flesh, and its mouth opens up. It's got a double hinged jaw, and it kind of bifurcates and opens up, and it's just got like lamprey like teeth just rolling down its throat, and it has no eyes. And I mean, I think seeing that as you're getting ready to bring that trident down is what really freaks you out. And then it is going to attack. I think it makes sense. You're striking at it, so you were right there, and it comes up to bite you. You take 9 points of damage minus your armor, if you have any.
I'm taking 9 points of damage.
So this huge eel beast comes in and just clamps down on your body, and it's like thrashing you around like a rag doll. Galahop, you see the water churning all around you, and you see this white coil come flopping out of the water. And you kind of hear the gargled scream of Absu.
Yeah, like he's at home in the water for the most part. This not the ideal swimming scenario, but he's not unfamiliar with water, being a frog folk guy. So I think he's going to like contort and turn and just try to get between Absu and it, and do what he can to just try to beat this thing to a pulp before he drowns.
I like it. So all melee checks in water are at Bane. So
gotcha. All right.
Unless you've got like a piercing weapon like a trident or a spear.
No, it's just the what's it called? The
stone gauntlet.
Okay. All right. I still succeeded, but I lost my first natural one. I finally rolled a natural one.
No.
I lost it, but I still rolled a 12, so at least I got on the other one, so I still succeeded at least. Okay. So then I'm going to burn a willpower to get damage because we need it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. All right, that's a lolly on it. 18 points of damage.
Nice.
18 points.
Yeah. So
Wow.
this stonefist crushes into the side of this eel, and you feel the cartilage separate. I mean, it doesn't have bones, but I mean, you feel the hydrostatic shock of your fist making contact, and you know things ruptured inside of this creature. It's still up, but it's hurt. However, now I need you to make us.
He also says something super clever, but no one hears it. It's just.
Those above ground hear it as the bubble pops. They hear your voice.
There's a churn of like red.
Oh, I hear him.
I do need you to make a swim check with Bane, though.
Gotcha. I won't pass. This
Oh,
one,
should
check.
I as well?
No, because you can
Okay.
breathe
Definitely
underwater.
won't
This
pass.
is about going into a drowning situation.
That's a fail. Two 11s.
Okay. So you punched through like so much energy, and the fist kind of just drives you underwater. So starting next round, while you're underwater, you need to make a Constitution check each round to hold your breath. Now,
It's okay.
You should be
hold it
okay.
for a long time.
for a while.
I feel way more confident about the contest than the swimming test. The swimming test, there's no way I'm
yeah.
swimming, but I
Oh,
can
yeah,
hold
yeah.
my damn breath at least. That's what
Forever.
I can do.
And like you were in the water, so you knew the odds were you
Oh,
were
yeah,
going to
yeah,
go
yeah.
underwater at some
Oh,
point.
for
so
sure.
it's not
He was
like
screwed.
you weren't prepared for it.
Once the current took him,
and
I
that
knew
will
he
bring-
was screwed. Yeah.
That brings us to Clara. You are a drenched cat. You're freezing cold. You've seen a
Mhm.
giant eel creature breach the water and has Absu in its mouth and is shaking her like a dog's old chew toy. What would you like to do?
She is remembering what Apsu told her, that her, with sadness, that, having this short little daggers aren't really good for this kind of thing, but that's what she has, is a short little dagger. So that's what she's going to attempt to use, is her
like it.
mastercrafted dagger. With the one bane, with the
Daggers don't have bane
stabbing-
because they're a piercing weapon.
Oh, cool. Okay.
They're a stabbing.
So, and okay.
Nice.
That is a success. And damage is 10.
Nice. So you slice into the side of this thing, and unlike your fishing, this was pretty effective. And you see this, it's like a clear ichor come out of the side. It's whatever this thing's blood is stinks, and it bears no resemblance to any blood you've ever seen before. But that brings it around to its second action.
Do I need to do a
Ignore
swim
the
check
combat
though?
tracker. It is. Oh yeah, thank you very much for reminding me that I was trying to drown you. I appreciate that. Swim check, no bane, because you're not wearing heavy armor, so it's just a flat swim check.
All right, flat swim check. Nope.
Okay, so much like Sir Galahop, this you go in, you slash, and as the thing rolls around, it pushes you down into the depths of this lake, and you find yourself underwater. So next round, before you take any actions, we will make your Constitution checks, and then the beast strikes again. This makes sense. So what happens is it lets go of Absu because it's been so pummeled, and it grabs a hold of Clara and takes you to the bottom.
Can I enact my guardian ability?
Is it a reaction?
I can use it at any point. Yes, it's the thing I spend two willpower.
Absolutely.
As long as I'm within two, as long as you think I'm within 2 meters of her. So whenever an enemy tries to attack another character, I can activate that ability, and it does not count. And it can use it out of turn, and it doesn't count as an action.
I like it. Yeah, absolutely. You can totally do that. I will say you're within 2 meters. So, how do you get in the way of this thing as it comes after Clara?
I think he's like thrashing around, and like I think he's kind of able to move a bit. He just can't propel himself upward. So he's just kind of kicking his legs maybe off the ground, or maybe off its body, because he just finished striking at it, and he just kind of launches himself up between Clara and the mouth of this thing.
Nice. And it grabs you, coils around you, and drives you to the bottom of this lake. And is sitting there with you. And that brings
Claire's
us
just flailing in the water because this is just bad.
at this point, Absu, Truly and Stormhand, you come up right as you see this thing come up, grab a hold of Galahop, and drive him to the bottom. So you can add yourself to combat trigger. All right. Absu, you're first. You're up first. This eel creature has disappeared.
Mm-hmm. So, Galahop had the rope tied around him, and I presume Absu also had it tied around her waist.
I think you guys were just holding it because you had the option of letting it go. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I might not still be holding it.
No, you're definitely not. I mean, the rope is still on him, but you are not holding it.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 2 willpower to get +2 to a swimming check to attempt to swim down and grab the rope to try and assist him breaking free from the creature.
I like it. I like it. Go ahead and give me the swim check.
Okay. Oh shit. It's still at a bane, right?
No.
Or
no.
okay, because I can breathe.
This is a flat lake, so it's just flat for you, and you can breathe. So yeah, it's not at all a problem for you.
Okay, so I'm shooting for an 8. It's fuck. I'm getting angry.
Makes sense.
God, Absu fails.
So we see Absu swim down. And you're there, and it's just so much thrashing. You're trying to grab the rope, but you just can't get it because how much this eel is wrapping around and beating on our poor friend Sir Galahad. It brings us to the eel beast. He's got you down there, so instead of rolling, I'm going to go with what makes sense. He is going to constrict you since you are already in his coils. And you take 4 points of damage. Let me just make sure. But it doesn't even get through your armor. So it's squeezing you, and you're held fast, but you're not feeling it really yet. Your armor is protecting
and
you.
drowning more than the squeezing that's freaking him out right now.
Oh,
I
definitely.
should have given you
definitely.
my turn. I didn't even think of it.
That's all good. Probably should have just attacked it and killed it.
And then the next it continues. So it's got you in its coils, and then it tries to bite you.
Yeah.
Trying to stop your moving, wants to feed, it's hungry. Probably 14. Does any of that get through?
That will get through. 8 of that will get through. 1, 2.
So you feel that your armor start to give on the side, and you feel these lamprey-like teeth start to latch into your flesh, and it's almost like a rotary drill as it's trying to like masticate through your rib cage. But that is its turn. Truly, you're up. At the moment, you don't see anything. Like it's a flat lake. You saw everybody on the surface a second ago as you were running up, but now they're all underwater.
I think I will switch with Stormhand, and Stormhand, you can do something. Good luck.
Do we hear or see anything?
We saw them a second ago, but not now. Oof. All gone.
Okay, I have switched you in initiative order, Stormhand. You
Much
are up.
appreciated.
I feel like you probably would see water churning, like some.
Well, this is a very deep lake,
Blood.
so you're really
Blood.
not. I mean, that's all you would see is blood, maybe starting to float up to the top. Maybe some of the weird oil slick from the damage done to the eel creature, but the surface of the water is a choppy from the river rushing in, but you don't see like any thrashing. Galahop, you've got to be at least 20 meters underwater at this point.
It's the end of the lake. They must be in here.
Can you make a tree grow in the middle?
I can't grow trees.
Oh, what you did last time, but like all over the place.
Stay here, truly, and I'll jump in.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
So give me a swim check. Give me a swim check, Stormhand.
All right, I have 10 swim. It's pretty decent.
And you're a lizard folk. Should be a pretty good swimmer.
17, I'll push.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Let's do...
What condition are you taking?
Scared.
Makes
This is
sense.
not my
Your
forte.
best friend is underwater, and
Yes, Sir Galahop.
Please. Oh, yes, 8.
all right. So you
Yay.
succeed. So you're swimming down. You're holding your breath. You're swimming down. You get to the point where you can see Galahop in the coils of this giant pale eel creature. What would you like to do?
I can see the blood that's gathered around him, so I know he's injured.
Oh yeah. You can tell he's injured. You see this thing's jaws are basically clamped into its side, and it's like it's pushing against his side. You can only assume it's trying to eat it.
I'll attempt to treat his wounds while he's being mauled on.
Okay. So you swim down.
I'll cast
All
it
right.
at-
Yeah.
I love that.
I'll cast it
Absolutely.
at power level 3.
I'll
Power level
help
3?
you.
He's like, hang on.
Oh, it's a spell. Like I'm just like
Yeah,
thinking
it's a
like he's
spell.
getting a bandage out. What are you doing? What are you doing?
So
So
3
go
is
ahead
a
and roll the
pass.
healing.
The healing will be a lot of d6s since level 3.
11.
11.
Nice.
So all that blood that's spilling out of you
Just
goes
gets
back into you.
sucked back in, and you see the wounds closing, and this eel is frustrated by the fact that it's not getting any flesh. However, Stormhand, I need you to make a Constitution check.
Okay. Failed.
You want to push it?
Yeah, let me see. I'll do Charisma Plus. Still fail.
Okay. So your lungs are burning, and you know that on your next turn, if you don't swim up to the surface, you will probably start drowning. In other words, you will start to make these Constitution checks for realsies. But you're okay at the moment. And Sir Galahop is fully healed. Truly, it is your turn again.
Okay, this time, I would like to cast Heat/Chill, but Heat, to make sure there's warmth in my area for 10 meters, which helps for 1 shift against the cold status, which doesn't help too much yet, and then I'm going to just stick my upside down staff with the ball hyperglued onto the top of it into the water, and it will be a light beacon that they can hopefully find. I'm not good in the water.
So you do actually, those of you who are underwater do see this glow of light towards the surface. And it is a beacon that will guide you towards the shore if you choose to. Galahop, you are up. So let me check something real quick here.
I think it's a strength. Strength.
It's a strength chest to break. Yeah.
Yeah, with Bane, I think.
Yep, strength with Bane to break free, and then a Constitution check.
Gotcha. All right, here goes the strength test.
But you're super strong. You got this.
I got it. Yeah, I do got it. So it's a 16 and a 10. So that's a success. So.
All right, so you break free, and you're heavy enough. You're basically standing on the bottom of this lake next to this eel that you just threw off. Go ahead and give me your Constitution check.
And he's like staring at the eel as best he can see it. And he's saying things to taunting it completely ineffectually, because 1, it's an eel, and 2, no one can hear anything he's saying. But trust me, it's pretty intimidating.
It is.
All right. I'm good. It's a 13. My con is 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're still able to hold your breath. You still have a movement action if you want to try to swim to the surface. It's still with Bane, though.
I'll try to move, but I don't want to move. Seeing Stormhand, he would not leave Stormhand down here.
Okay,
so
that's fair.
He'll swim only enough to be within 2 meters of Stormhand.
Okay, you don't even have to swim for that. You can basically walk across the bottom to get close to Stormhand.
Walking across. Okay.
Yeah, you're like in a, it's you're like in a hard hat diving suit. I mean, that plate mail is heavy.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Clara, who is also underwater. You just saw that Galahop broke free. You saw Absu trying to grab the rope connected to him. You saw Stormhand come down and cast a spell into Galahop. What would you like to do as this eel begins to uncoil in preparation for trying to find its next meal, since there's so many delicacies in its pool?
Clara succeeded last time, so she wants to try again.
Yeah, I need a swim check to get down to it because it drove deep after you hit it.
Yeah, yes, Jeff and Chad, I'm probably going to drown.
Just say it. We got this.
Got it.
I rolled a 1 on my swim check.
There you go. Look at
Nice.
you. You're
So
live
make
forever.
put a mark next to swim, and
Got
you
it.
because of that you're able to swim all the way down there. I mean, people say cats hate water, but you were swimming like a dolphin at the moment, and you get right down next to this eel. So
All right,
swing away.
I'm gonna do this in here again. Oh, goodness.
Want to push it?
Of course.
Of course.
I'm disheartened.
That makes sense.
It's a 2.
Nice. Roll the damage.
Come on, damage. Oh, crap. 4. 3 and
So-
a 1.
It kind of scrapes along the creature's rough exterior, and you don't really feel that you got a good purchase on it. I do need you to
No.
make a Constitution check now, though.
Oh, succeeded.
Okay, so you're
7
still
under
holding
12.
your breath. You're okay. And that takes us to round 3. Truly, you're up first.
Oh, I don't think so. I think Jeff is up first. Thank you.
All right.
Nice. Okay. All right. I think Galahop is more panicked than ever. He's not panicked that he's gonna die. Seeing Stormhand down here is freaking him out. Like he's like, you can't hear him, Stormhand, but he's like, "What the hell are you doing? Get the hell out of the water! You're gonna get yourself killed." And he's gonna try to rip this thing's mouth and just punch right into it and just see if he can kill this thing.
Melee strike with Bane.
Yep. Still worth doing.
Oh, yeah.
I
With your
cannot
brawling
lose a
skills.
natural 1,
Son
but
of
I
a
do succeed with an 8.
All right.
So it's a success with an 8. All right. So I will. Let me stick my willpower. Yep. I'll use a willpower to activate my thingamajig. All right. Goodness. Come on, big rolls. It's 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 2 is it's 11. Only 11 points of damage this time.
Describe what it looks like.
Oh, that was enough.
Yay.
Oh, crap. Okay, so like seeing Stormhand, he's like, and then seeing Stormhand not properly swim away, he's just like, fine, and he adjusts as best he can. He just rams the the gauntlet right into its mouth and just keeps pushing and pushing, almost like he's forcing it to throw up. And that's what he does. And he's like,
And that's what happens. You crack it open, and then it throws its guts up and its insides up, and dies in a cloud of this horrible mucus that's surrounding all of you now. We are not going to belabor the point. I believe that since Galahop has this rope tied to him, Absu, particularly since she can breathe underwater and has wings, Stormhand's under there, Clara's under there. You all grab a hold of the rope and begin to swim up. Galahop is swimming as best he can. You're all able to pull. You head towards the light, and you pull yourselves up onto this rocky shelf, standing next to Truly, the only current dry person in the party. Some of you were exhausted, some of you were terrified, some of you were disheartened, but all of you were alive. And that is where we're going to end for tonight, as you fought off the eel monster in the search for Hubert, Dobie, and Lewis, the poor
She's-
mallard triplets who are
Oh, yeah.
caught in this cave somewhere.
Those guys.
Absu's in like the cat position. You know when they like pack up a fur ball, except she's vomiting blood because she's lost more health than she's ever lost.
Whoops.
in her life.
I will say, as you guys come out of the surface, there is heat radiating in a circle around Truly.
Oh,
as
thank
well,
you.
that
And I
be
will
Oh,
say
thank
that,
you.
you know, you
So
guys can
nice and
sit there
warm.
for a few moments in the heat. Your cold conditions, those of you who have the cold condition, goes away. So you'll be able to heal conditions again and everything. When we start up, if you want to take a stretch rest or something, you spend 15 minutes or so getting yourselves back together. That would be reasonable. Well, let's go ahead.
Oh no.
Since we're still here, let's go ahead and go
Right.
through some experience,
Okay.
and then we will. All right. So, anybody who got a 1 or a 20 on those,
I got 2 of them tonight.
fantastic.
Me too.
And-
Oh no. No, I didn't.
Son of a bitch.
Aw, darn
one
Go ahead and make
babies.
what? So you've got those. In addition, you all obviously participated in the game session. You did explore a new location, a couple of new locations actually. You did defeat one or more dangerous adversaries for sure. The spiderling swarm as well as the horrific eel beast. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force? Stormhand definitely did with the Dream
Yeah.
Journal.
Yeah.
Who wants to make arguments for what
Oh,
they
and
did?
he did the vine
With the
thing too.
wood vine bridge, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Vine Bridge too. So, anybody else
Yeah.
do anything?
Yeah, I'd say no.
Overcome an obstacle without using
Yeah.
force. Okay.
No.
Okay. So, Stormhand, you get that point for overcoming obstacle without using force. And did you give into your weakness?
I did sleep outside.
That is true.
I was. You might say I was reckless. You might say
I
I was just a
think-
little reckless.
Yeah.
Believe it.
I
I'm just going to
claim to be
jump
a
in
very
this
good
river.
drinker.
It's fine.
I s-
I'm a
I
frog.
spent-
What could possibly be wrong?
I spent like 4 hours trying to catch a fish because I'm gluttonous.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That completely
And
makes sense.
when the villagers were like, "Hey, these kids are missing," you're like, "Hey, kid,
Yeah,
you guys
you're
gotta-
like,
you guys gotta,
I
can
need
get
food.
a sandwich.
Get food.
Can I get a sandwich before we go."
Food? Yeah, for the kids. And then immediately in front of them start eating it.
And 2 bonus XP for everybody for immediately jumping on the rescue of the when you didn't
Awesome.
have to.
Awesome.
So go ahead and select where you want to put your marks and make your rolls.
Swimming, everyone. Swimming.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's
fair.
definitely.
Yeah, I'll try.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh goodness! And we just
I
got to
knew I was screwed. I was
raid.
like,
Thank you,
I'm never
tabletop
gonna pass the
hazards.
swim test. I just gotta hope I can survive long enough, like by holding my breath. That was literally all I had. It was like, just hold your breath.
Yeah.
Just hold your breath. It was 16 con, so yeah. Beast lore, I think.
All right. So you don't go ahead and make your decisions, make your rolls between now and 2 weeks from now. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I really had no idea which direction you were going to take. I was like, they may just take the skiff and go off on their own. I mean, Galahop and Stormhand, they're swamp guys. They might have
Yeah.
do. And that was going to be a totally different kind of adventure tonight. But I'm glad you went this route. This is a fun little dungeon crawl. So
Definitely.
all right, Jeff, it's all yours.
All right. Well, I will toss it back to you for a moment so you can tell us about what's going on over at Garblag next week.
Thank you so much. On Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock in Great Britain, Pete will be running Electric State, the new game that came out recently. If you come back on Wednesday at the same time on Garblag Games YouTube channel, you will get to see me attempt to be a trail boss that is half as good as Jeff was when he ran Huckleberry on this channel. So I'm going to be running a new scenario that Steven and the team put together. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're also going to do character creation. So if you want to see how that works out, we're going to do that live. And then we're going to jump into this adventure for a couple of sessions. Then on Thursday, we will be back with Richard in the GM seat, back to Warhammer 40K universe with Imperium Maledictum as as an inquisitorial warband for the Ordo Xenos, is on an aggro world dealing with what looks to be a Tyranid invasion where they have genetically modified spiders. And my guy cut one in half with a sword. It made me smile.
That's awesome.
That's it. That's Garblag.
Awesome. Okay, so here, let me just follow up on Huckleberry a little bit more. If you haven't got Huckleberry, what the hell is wrong with you? You should drive through RPG or huckleberryrpg.com. About a month ago, Stephen put out a new update, some tweaks, some updates to rules, but also the Divine Comedy, the first actual scenario that you can play. We ran it here about a month or so ago, and as Aaron was saying, new one coming out that he's going to be running. There's another one in the works as well, so there's going to be all sorts of wonderful content coming over the next couple of months, so you should get on the ground floor. And Stephen works really hard, and he deserves your support, I think. As for us, next game we got is tomorrow as we're playing through some Call of Cthulhu, continuing our Eternal Lies campaign. We are in Bangkok. It is bloody, and we'll see what's going to happen. Then Monday, earmuffs Aaron, we're playing Other Escape. Don't tell Aaron.
I know. Hurt my soul.
I'm sorry. Mythos Cyberpunk.
Okay. I love watching it. It's the
it's
most
so
amazing game. I watch. Like, not only do I watch it once, I go back and almost rewatch the whole thing immediately afterwards, just so I can pick up everything. It's incredible.
It's so much fun.
Anybody not watching it is a fool.
I promise you, we will play. I'll run Legend of the Mist next year when it comes out for Thursdays, and we'll have a lot of fun with it because the system's really cool. You're gonna love it. Okay, and then Tuesday, Star Trek. Aforementioned Steven is running us, a couple of us here through some Star Trek adventures, and then Thursday next week, starting up a new game. We're starting up some Swords of the Serpentine. It's going to be our session 0. We're going to make some characters. We're going to do a little world building. So if you like that kind of stuff, you like seeing those session 0s, come hang out with us next Thursday. Really looking forward to this. I've been wanting to run Gumshoe for a while. This is a sword and sorcery kind of like Renaissance Venice sort of setting. Really looking forward to trying this out. And then next Friday, finale, I think, of Delta Green, What Lies We Tell. Our second major season or major campaign of Delta Green that we've done. And I think the finale is going to hit us next week. And then 2 weeks on Friday, more Dragonbane. That's about it. Thank you again to, is it Tabletop Hazards for the raid? Really do appreciate it. Sorry we're leaving like right as you raid. I know that feel. Like I do that a lot too. But we definitely appreciate it nonetheless. And we will pay the raid forward with, who are we going to target? Let's see who we got. Let's go with, Chuck's not running tonight.
No, not tonight.
Okay. That makes this a harder decision. Let's
now we're stalling.
Slices and dices are up.
Yeah, it's just slices and dices. Looks like they're doing some aliens. Let's give them a raid. We love aliens, so let's go ahead and give them a raid. All right. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Bye bye.
Good night.
See ya.
Brave Stormhand!